Buying a 65-inch TV in 2026 should be exciting, but for many, it's becoming one of the most frustrating purchases of their lives. You spend $1,200, $1,500, maybe even $2,000 on the screen, bring it home, set it up, and something seems to go wrong. Maybe the blacks look gray. Maybe it fades completely when the lights are on. Maybe a year later, you find out the model you bought has been sitting somewhere on a top-buy list for the past 3 years. The 65-inch TV market is currently rife with this kind of confusion. Outdated models, misleading specifications, and too many options that look the same on paper but perform completely differently in your living room. I've sifted through real test data, independent lab results, and face-to-face comparisons for you. These are the top 5 65-inch televisions worth considering this year. They're ranked from 5 to 1, and the number 1 pick will surprise many. Number 5, Hisense U8Q, the budget flagship that hits way above its price. Starting at number 5 we have the Hisense U8Q, and if you've been sleeping on Hisense because you think they're a budget brand, it's time to update that opinion. The U8Q is Hisense's flagship mini LED TV for 2026, and it comes in at around $1,200 for the 65-inch size, which makes it one of the most aggressively priced high-performance TVs on the market right now. Let's talk about what this TV actually does. The U8Q hit 3,337 nits of peak brightness in testing, which is a number that should stop you in your tracks. To put that in perspective, most TVs from 2 years ago topped out around 500 nits. This level of brightness means HDR content, nature documentaries, action films, sports, all of it looks absolutely stunning even in a brightly lit room with sunlight coming through the windows. The mini LED backlighting uses over 2,000 local dimming zones, which creates very deep blacks and convincing contrast for an LCD display. Colors are rich, vivid, and accurate, and they have that extra pop that only very high brightness can deliver. For gaming it is seriously impressive. 3 HDMI 2.1 ports support 4K at 165 Hz, AMD FreeSync Premium Pro, LLM, and both Dolby Vision and HDR10 Plus gaming. The audio system is a 4.1.2 channel setup at 72 watts with Dolby Atmos, which is better than most TVs at this price will ever offer. The Google TV interface is clean, fast, and has access to every streaming service you'd want. Now where does it fall short? In a truly dark room at night, mini LED technology still cannot match the perfect blacks of an OLED display. If you watch a lot of movies in complete darkness, you will occasionally notice very subtle blooming around bright objects. And the TV is physically heavy and chunky, so wall mounting requires some planning. But for a TV you use in a normal room with normal lighting, the U8Q is one of the most impressive screens you can buy for under $1,300. Hisense built something special here. Number 4, TCL QM8K, mini LED perfected with Bang & Olufsen sound. At number 4 we have the TCL QM8K, and this is the TV that has been quietly dominating best of lists throughout 2025 and into 2026. It comes in at around $1,300 for the 65-inch size, which puts it in direct competition with the Hisense U8Q, and the battle between these two is genuinely close. So what makes the QM8K earn the higher spot? A few things. The panel on the QM8K uses what TCL calls a WHVA display, which gives it better viewing angle performance than the Hisense. If you have a wide living room where people sit at different angles from the TV, you will notice the picture quality holds up better on the TCL. The brightness numbers are very similar to the Hisense, pushing into the 3,000 plus nit range for HDR highlights, and colors look rich, vivid, and accurate. Local dimming performance has genuinely caught up with the best in class, delivering powerful contrast and challenging scenes with dark and light elements on screen at the same time. Then there's the sound system, which is tuned by Bang & Olufsen. That is not a marketing gimmick. The QM8K has a 2.2.2 channel Dolby Atmos system with both side and up firing drivers, and it sounds noticeably better than what most TVs at this price point deliver. If you're not planning to add a soundbar immediately, the built-in speakers on this TV will not embarrass you. For gaming, 4K at 144 Hz is supported, along with FreeSync Premium Pro. Now the honest downsides. The QM8K only has 2 HDMI 2.1 ports, while competing TVs at similar prices have 3 or 4. If you have a PS5, an Xbox, and a PC all running at full bandwidth at the same time, you may find yourself needing an HDMI switch. Input lag measured at around 13 milliseconds, which is fine but slightly higher than the competition. At this price and with these features, the QM8K is still an outstanding television that deserves serious consideration. Number 3, Samsung S90F OLED, the best TV for movies and gaming under $2,000. Number 3 is where we cross into OLED territory, and the Samsung S90F is the TV that makes the strongest argument for why OLED is worth paying for. It sits at around $1,400 to $1,600 for the 65-inch size, and it represents the sweet spot of the entire premium TV market right now. Here is the fundamental difference between OLED and everything you saw in spots 4 and 5. An OLED display has no backlight at all. Every single pixel produces its own light, and more importantly, every single pixel can turn completely off. That means when you are watching a scene with a dark sky and a bright moon, the dark parts of the image are true black, not dark gray. The contrast is not a measurement anymore, it is infinite. This creates a visual depth and realism that no mini LED TV, no matter how many dimming zones it has, can fully replicate. The S90F uses Samsung's QD-OLED technology, which combines quantum dot color enhancement with OLED's perfect blacks, and the result is a display that delivers both exceptional contrast and extremely rich, saturated colors at the same time. The NQ4 AI Gen 3 processor with 128 neural networks handles real-time upscaling, HDR tone mapping, and motion processing, which means even older content looks noticeably better on this screen. Motion Accelerator 144 Hz ensures smooth action during fast sports and gaming. For gaming specifically, the OLED panel's near instantaneous response time makes it feel incredibly responsive. Input lag is essentially imperceptible. The Samsung Vision AI smart platform is one of the most polished on any TV right now, with Alexa built-in and seamless smart home integration. The downsides are real but manageable. OLED panels are not as bright as the best mini LED TVs in peak highlights, so in a very sunny room the Hisense U8Q will look more vivid. OLED also carries a theoretical burn-in risk with static images over very long periods, though modern panels have dramatically reduced this concern. But for movies, for gaming, for any content where picture quality is your top priority, the S90F is the standard that every other TV at this price is trying to beat. Number 2. LG C5 OLED, the best all-around TV you can buy in 2026. At number 2 we have the LG C5 OLED, and this is the TV that has been on virtually every best of list from every credible reviewer in 2026. It sits at around $1,500 to $1,700 for the 65-inch size, and it earns its reputation through consistently excellent performance across every single category that matters. The C5 uses LG's WOLED Evo panel with brightness booster technology, and it delivers the combination that OLED TV buyers have always wanted: perfect blacks from true OLED pixel level dimming and brightness levels that have gotten genuinely competitive with many LCD displays. In darkroom performance it is flawless. Blacks are absolute, contrast is infinite, and fine shadow detail in dark scenes is preserved in a way that budget TVs simply cannot match. Colors are accurate and natural, and the wide color gamut coverage makes HDR content look stunning. Where the C5 really separates itself from the Samsung S90F is in connectivity and gaming features. The C5 comes with 4 full bandwidth HDMI 2.1 inputs, all running at 48 gigabits per second. That means you can connect a PS5 and Xbox Series X, a gaming PC, and a soundbar all at full speed simultaneously with no compromises. It supports 4K at 144 Hz, VRR, LLM, and Dolby Vision game mode, and it also supports HGIG calibration for more accurate color in games. For any serious gamer who also wants a premium movie watching experience, the C5 is essentially the perfect television. The WebOS smart platform is mature, fast, and reliable, and LG's Magic Remote with pointer function makes navigation feel completely natural. Glare management is also excellent for an OLED, making it more usable in bright rooms than earlier generations. The audio is the one area that underwhelms, as LG has consistently produced TVs that need a soundbar to sound their best. But as a pure display device, the C5 is one of the finest televisions ever made at its price point. It is the benchmark. Number 1. LG G5 OLED, the best 65-inch TV in the world right now. And here at number 1, the LG G5 OLED. This is the best 65-inch television you can buy in 2026, and it is not a close competition at the top. The G5 sits at around $2,000 to $2,200 for the 65-inch size, and every dollar of that premium is justified by what it delivers. Let's be direct about what separates the G5 from the C5 below it. Brightness. The G5 achieved over 2,400 nits of peak brightness in real-world testing, which makes it the brightest OLED television ever made at the time of this video. That is a historic number. OLED panels have historically been criticized for not being bright enough in daylight environments, and the G5 has essentially ended that conversation. You now have the perfect blacks and infinite contrast of OLED, combined with brightness levels that rival the best mini-LED televisions on this list. HDR content on the G5 looks unlike anything you have ever seen on a home television. Highlights are blinding, shadows are absolute, and everything in between is rendered with an accuracy and depth that is genuinely cinematic. The MLA, which stands for Micro Lens Array Technology, is what enables this brightness level without sacrificing the OLED characteristics that make the panel special, and LG has refined this technology significantly for the G5. Picture processing is handled by LG's Alpha 11 AI processor, which delivers the best upscaling in the business. Standard HD content, streaming at lower bit rates, YouTube videos, all of it is processed and enhanced in real time to look better on this screen. Gaming features match the C5 with 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, 4K at 144 Hz, full VRR, and Dolby Vision gaming. The design is gallery grade with a near borderless screen and an ultra-slim profile that makes it look genuinely beautiful on a wall. Consumer Reports, RTINGS, What Hi-Fi, and virtually every major independent testing source have placed the G5 at or near the top of their rankings in 2026. This is not a marketing claim, it is a consensus from people who test televisions professionally. If you are spending $2,000 on a 65-inch TV and you want the absolute best picture quality that money can buy right now, the LG G5 is the answer. Alright, let's bring it all together because spending $2,000 is not the right move for everyone. If you want maximum brightness and incredible performance without crossing into OLED pricing, the Hisense U8Q at around $1,200 is one of the best value plays in the entire TV market right now. 3000 nits of brightness, great gaming features, and performance that embarrasses TVs that cost twice as much. If you want the best sound system in this price range and slightly better viewing angles than the Hisense, go with the TCL QM8K at around $1,300. The Bang & Olufsen audio system alone sets it apart. If you want to step into OLED and you watch a lot of movies and play a lot of games, the Samsung S90F at around $1,400 to $1,600 gives you infinite contrast, perfect blacks, and one of the most polished smart TV platforms available right now. For most people who want the best overall TV without going all the way to the flagship, the LG C5 at around $1,500 to $1,700 is the one I would tell you to buy. 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, perfect OLED picture quality, excellent gaming features, and a mature smart platform. It is the safest, most complete choice on this list. And if you want the best picture quality that exists in a home television right now, no compromises, the LG G5 at $2,000 is worth every penny. Nothing else in this size class at this price touches it. Links to all 5 are in the description below, kept updated as prices change. If this video helped you narrow it down, please hit that like button because it genuinely helps this channel reach more people. Subscribe for more honest buying guides every week, and I will see you in the next one.